Today I'm going to show you how to make this sweet little Valentine gift, complete with chocolates, a little door hanger. I'm starting with a piece of real red textured cardstock. This is 11.5 centimetres by the full length of the 12 by 12 sheet, so 30.4 centimetres. And I've scored it at 8.5 centimetres and 10.5 centimetres, and again 2 centimetres in from either side. These panels have been marked at 11.4 centimetres down on either side, and all we're going to do is snip these away and snip along the fold lines here. So now I've removed these panels and snipped to the fold line here and here. I'm going to trim the top with the corner rounder punch. And I've got a piece of matching paper with hearts on, and this piece is 7 centimetres by 13 centimetres, and again I'm just going to trim the top corners with the corner rounder punch. Now before I stick the paper to the card, I'm going to punch the centre hole out that I'm going to use for the door hanger. So I'm using a 1 3/8 inch punch, and I just insert it as far as it will go over the top of the hanger and make sure that it's central. Punch that out. And now we're going to snail the paper over the top. And I'm doing this in 2 stages just to make sure that I don't strain the punch trying to cut through too many layers at once. So placing that centrally over there, and now we can see where we need to punch again through the paper. And we're just going to put small pieces of sticky strip on these inside tabs to keep them tucked up out of the way when the box is closed. And then on the edge of the inside bottom strips here, and then we can fasten the box up. And all I'm doing is making sure that I've got the corners matched to each other. And I've already taken the tape off that. And then we can take the long pieces of sticky strip off these edges and fold this over and tuck these over the top so that your seams are then at the back, the join is at the back out of sight. As decoration for the hanger bit and also to reinforce it, I'm going to use the 1 3/8 inch circle punch and punch from the real red textured cardstock. I'm then going to use the Scallop Circle and centre it over the circle punch that I've just used to get a scallop circle to go around the outside. And then I'll just use Tombow to stick it to the door hanger, just using tiny dabs of glue on each petal. And if I just get it centred on the grid paper, I can also just make sure that we've got an even circle top and bottom. And of course with Tombow there's a bit of room to move it around and get it in place. Now I'm using a 6cm by 6cm piece of Crumb Cake, and again I'm just going to use the corner rounder on the top corners, and again on a piece of the matching DSP, and this is 5.5cm by 5.5. And then I'll just use a snail to put these two together. And then we'll use some dimensionals on the back. I'm a bit generous with dimensionals. And then we're going to place this part way down the front to allow room for the ribbon at the top. Next I'm going to take a couple of stamps from the Love You Much set, and I'm using the Trio of Hearts and the Hugs and Kisses stamps. And using Early Espresso, I'm going to stamp the Hugs and Kisses onto a scrap of Crumb Cake and punch it out with the Scallop Circle. Next I'm taking a scrap again of the red textured cardstock and punching a 1 1/4 inch circle from that. And I'm just going to layer that over the top. Again with a dimensional. Next I'm going to stamp the same image with the Hugs and Kisses onto very vanilla cardstock with real red. But as I've just used Early Espresso ink on it, I need to give my stamp a cleaning. Ink it up and stamp onto the very vanilla card. And I just want that central area, so I'm going to use the 1 inch punch and just make sure that I've got the Hugs and Kisses in and punch that out. And again a dimensional to stick that onto my circle. A few dimensionals on the back of there, and that can go onto the door hanger front. Okay, next we're going to use some ribbon. So I've got a length here of 35cm with the 3mm taffeta in real red. And I'm just going to use a glue dot to secure this at the front. I'll just trim that end so that it's straight. So I'll pick up a glue dot and then fasten it in the centre of the door hanger, and then we can wrap it all the way around the back. Pick up another glue dot and fasten that down over the top, and we'll just snip the excess off. So you can probably do with a little bit less than 35 centimetres. I've already made a little bow to match that I can stick over the top to hide the join, and you can see how I made the bow on a previous video. So we stick that over the top. I'm going to stamp now with the trio of hearts, again onto some Very Vanilla using Real Red, and I just want this heart here, so I'm just going to stamp it on the outside of the piece of Very Vanilla, and then using the heart to heart punch we can get just that one heart without wasting a lot of cardstock, and then I can do the same over on this side. Again, punch it out. I'm going to use a glue dot to put the two hearts together first. So I'll just pick up a glue dot, attach the two hearts together at the back, and then just snip the edges of my dimensional sheet to get a couple of little halves. Stick those to the outside like that. Another dimensional, not dimensional, a glue dot again in the centre, and then I'm just going to pop these at the top of the hanger like that. I've got a cello bag here and some little chocolate hearts, and then I've got a piece of 3mm taffeta ribbon again, about 21 centimetres long, to just tie the cello bag closed, and that will just fit inside the door hanger like that, and we're done. Thank you very much for joining me. Goodbye.